Hey, welcome to Bio 75. My name's Jeff Hamilton. I wanted to just do a short little screencast of information from the course outline. When you look at the course outline, the first information here is all just sort of basic contact information. This is our center and our program. Down here is the boss of our center, Sandy Vandenberg, spectacular dean. And our chair, another spectacular person, Scott Liebauer. If you have any questions about the program itself, contact Scott, or the whole center, you could contact Sandy. In terms of contacting me, I live, that's not my office number anymore. New office number is TE2242. I'll make a change on the outline there. You can also contact me by my cell phone. There's the phone number there. Feel free to text or call me whenever you want. Or there's my email address at the bottom as well. Classes will be on Tuesday, Thursdays from 2 to 4 basically, and Fridays from 3 till 4. We'll be in these 3 separate classrooms for that time. So they're different ones, but they're all sort of in the Andrews area. Just put them in your phone somewhere so each day you won't forget where we're going. In terms of looking, and we'll talk more about this in class, but looking at the description of the class, it's a very cool class because we get to talk about life, and we get to talk about all the things that make up life, and then we get to talk about different parts of life and how life evolves, and that's basically what this description talks about. So we'll look at basic organization of living things, we'll look at how to classify them, how they evolve, and then we'll look at basic structures and functions of cells and of a ton of other different organisms, including viruses, bacteria, archaea or domain archaea, domain eukarya, just anything that's alive, we're going to take a look at it. The instructional method, we have classes, but the classes will include lots of classroom discussions. I'll give you some activities and assignments. You get to do some presentations. We'll talk about those in a minute. And of course, some exams. So that it's a fairly active class. We have labs every other week. Basically, we have a lab. So we first talk about looking at the microscope and then looking at cells. We'll look at classifying things, and then we look at little organisms, some microorganisms, and then we have labs at looking at plants and animals. The text that you need to get for the course is this Mader Inquiry into Life 14th edition. Maybe let me just get you a picture of it. Mader Inquiry into Life 14 pictures. That guy right there, that one with the big funny looking thing coming at you. That's the picture that or the text that you want to get. They do have a photographic atlas, I think, in the bookstore too. If you want to get that, you can. It's not a necessity, but I think it does help sometimes studying for lab quizzes or even exams. You want to get some kind of a digital camera. You can either bring your own from home, or if you wanted to use one from the library, you could. We've had lots of success lately with smartphones. So we're taking pictures of things through a microscope. So some smartphones, newer ones, seem to work quite well. So bring something for the first lab for sure, and we'll see how good it is and whether you have to revise it or not. We'll see then. Also, you want to sort of under required text materials technology, you want to have regular access to Angel. So that's probably where you got to this link from. So being able to access Angel, and you'll be posting assignments in there, and you'll be checking your grades and looking at notes, and so regularly accessing Angel is an important thing. Other learning resources that you can look for, like I was saying in Angel, I post a ton of stuff that you'll need for the class. The Learning Cafe is another great resource if you're struggling with reading the text or studying or that kind of stuff. The Learning Cafe's got some great resources for you. Also, if you have some struggles with learning maybe a bit, if you have a learning disability or something like that, contact the great folks in accessibility services because they can help set up, having somebody study with you, or if you need extra time on an exam, you can talk to them. So you talk with them and they do an evaluation, and if yes, you have access to accessibility services, there's lots of things that they offer to you. In terms of assessments, here's what they are. The first thing you'll notice is there's no final exam. Don't jump up and down too much because there's lots of work for you to do right up to the end. Anyway, so we have three exams, Module 1, 2, and 3. First exam is on Characteristics of Life, Chapter 1, and the Cell, Chapter 3. And then we look at Chapter 27 and 28, Evolution Microbiology. And then we look at 29, 30, and 31 that deals with plants, and then invertebrate animals and vertebrates. So there's 3 exams worth 45%. Then, as part of that, right on the first day of class, or the second day, it'll be one of those two, you'll pick a plant and an animal that you're going to be studying throughout the whole semester. You'll have 5 sub-reports that you get to do and present or share with the group. And then you have a culminating project. We have sort of a presentation day right at the end where you get to present all of that information. So that's worth 20%. This is one where I'll talk more about it in class, but you can also look under that spot in Angel, and it has all the information there. It's basically you pick a plant and an animal, and then you explore them from different perspectives. So you look at what maybe a specific characteristic of life that they have, or how have those organisms evolved, or how do they affect microorganisms, things like that. So you'll do 5 sub-reports, and then at the end you'll have a presentation and a final report that you have to submit. Also, with every lab, there's a digital portfolio that you will submit. So you basically, during the lab, take a bunch of pictures of things that you see, and then after, you go and synthesize your learning through those pictures and show a picture, and you label things, and all of the instructions and rubrics for how to do that are posted online. But that's worth 20% of the grade. And then during class, you'll have activities and assignments, pop quizzes, a bunch of different things that'll happen. Those accumulated will give you 10%. Another thing to help encourage you read the textbook and stay up with your reading is we go through, how many? Chapter 1, 3, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 7 chapters in the textbook. So you'll get 7 text chapter notes assignments. And basically I just ask you 5 or 6 questions about the chapter. And you answer those, you write them down, you submit those, and those are all worth 5%. I'm fairly stickler on being on time with your assignments. I know sometimes things happen, but try not to be late. And I say in here, don't be late. If you do happen to miss anything in here, I do allow you to do 1 make-up assignment, or not the exams, but 1 make-up, like say you miss a lab, and you miss the learning how to, or maybe you miss the Protease lab. And so what I'll let you do is I'll let you do an additional report that is based on what that lab was. Okay, and I'll let you do that 1 time, but you can't be doing that all the time. You can't be doing make-up assignments all the time. I'll let you only do that once. In terms of grading, there's the grading schedule, what percents are for what grade levels. Course expectations. It's a great class. There's lots of cool things that we get to talk about, and I encourage you to bring in pertinent information into class as well. So I expect you to become on time, be prepared to participate, be engaged in group situations. I expect that you'll contribute your fair share and not just be a loafer. A lot of times, and you'll see some of these in the class, some people will make some great posters or a great lab portfolio or something. So I may ask if I can use the stuff that you create in future classes. So this here is just sort of telling you about that. And then the rest of it, retention of exams, I hold on to them for a while. Academic honesty, we expect that you be honest if you get fined, or if you are found cheating on doing things, or some academic honesty. Like in our class, we do, so you get to do those 5 sub-reports. And it's information about plants and animals that you have to research and find. And you have to attribute any information that you find to the proper sources. So if you're putting information in that's not your own, but you're pretending that it is, that's academic dishonesty. So you have to be careful with that. We'll talk about that in class too. If you want to record classes, feel free. Lots of fun in the class. If you want to record them, that would be fine. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of information about our course. Well, I'll talk about some specific things when we're in class, but I think that should give you the general overview of what's happening.